Well, good day to all of our awesome friends, family, and following. Go on and soak that up. Listen, you want to make sure you watch every second of this video. I think this is in Germany, by the way, so go on and enjoy that beautiful landscape. What we're going to do in this video, I want to talk just a little bit about Divvee, but I also want to talk about our upcoming project, probably sometime this fall, called DigiCoin Lab. First off, I'm the guy that's standing on the rooftops screaming Divvee, 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 okay? I know she's still in beta. I know everything isn't smooth just yet, but I firmly believe that these guys are going to get it together and that Divvee is going to become probably the biggest network marketing venture that we have been a part of. Again, I know there's been some bumps and some bruises, but we're going to weather that because our whole focus is being able to take our average person that's not necessarily good right now at recruiting or building a business or selling or what have you. And ultimately, because of them being able to do actions, gosh, that's gorgeous, do actions on a daily basis, being able to generate some sweat equity revenue so that we have a marketing budget. Because I know that marketing is purely a function of the numbers, okay? If we get enough traffic consistently to a lead capture mechanism and we provide value, you're going to get people joining you, you're going to get people buying from you, so on and so forth. Now, later in the fall, our plan is to launch what we call DigiCoin Lab. And what we're going to focus on there is this very, very explosive cryptocurrency, digital currency niche. We have to be in this space. With Divvee, without Divvee, we have to be in this space. We did a training less than a month ago, and at that time, Bitcoin, right here, this is on one of the trading exchanges. So there are exchanges where you can trade cryptocurrencies just like, let's say, if you were trading the stock market, okay? And so the price on various exchanges may be different, but right now Bitcoin is going for almost $1,900 a coin. Now, when we did a training, it may have been a month ago, not more than a month ago, Bitcoin was going for about $1,250 a coin. So if we just do the math on this, if we just do the math in about a month's time, 1878 minus roughly 1250, Bitcoin is up about 50% in about a month's time. Well, here's the thing, however, all right, there are now over 700 digital currencies. If you know nothing about Bitcoin, just think this through. If you had owned one Bitcoin about a month ago, it would have been worth about $1,250. If you own that same Bitcoin now, this is what it's trading for on one of the exchanges out there, okay? That's how big and explosive this industry is. We have to be a part of it, okay? We have to be a part of it. Now, we're going to be sharing some things over the coming weeks. I don't want to give you too much too soon, all right? Many of you already have a lot going on, and so I don't want to give you too much too soon. But I want to show you something real quickly. I'm going to now show you some other currencies. There's about 700 of these currencies, and not all of them are ones that we would trade. But let me just give you an idea of just how explosive this is. Here's a currency right here called Digibyte. Look, it's up 75% in the last 24 hours. It's up 75% in the last 24 hours, okay? Ripple is up 10% in the last 24 hours. However, if we look at the last week, Ripple is way, way up. Look at this one. Bitcoin, all right, is up 230% in the last 24 hours. I don't even know how you say this one. Coin is up 70% in the last 24 hours. And you can see a number of these coins. Burst excuse me, is up 22%. Decred, Dogecoin. Here's another one, up 42%, 33%. This is all in a 24-hour period. Now, there's someone that's been following us for quite some time, and what I did not know is that they had become or have become a cryptocurrency, I would call them an expert, because when I've spoken with them, I'm just shutting up and just taking notes. And I will be introducing him to our audience in the coming weeks. One of the things, and this won't be for everybody, this is not something that all of you are going to want to do, but it's something that I've certainly taken a liking to because I've traded. I've traded in the stock market, I've traded in the Forex market, and I want to just show you, I started trading in the Bitcoin markets. All right, so not just Bitcoin, I'm trading some of the other coins, so on and so forth. So I just want to show you, and in my own personal trading, all right, in my own personal trading in the last 2 days, our portfolio is up about 8%. Okay, about 8% in 2 days. Now it's been some sweat equity because I've been the one that's doing some trading. It does open my eyes up to some of the systems out there that are Bitcoin trading platforms. You know, some of them are paying, you know, decent amounts on a daily basis. And I can see now how they're potentially, maybe perhaps, if they're doing what they say they're doing, how they can generate the types of profits to be able to pay out what they are paying. So real quickly, I just want to show you real quickly, okay? And this is just a hint of things to come. Why you want to continue to follow us, all right? You know, if you have followed us in the past and maybe something didn't quite work out, don't stop following, all right? Because we're always testing, all right? And we always have a bunch of fishing lines in the water because you just never know what fish is going to bite, all right? So in any event, what you'll see here, this is just the last couple of days of me doing some trades here. And you'll see that we've bought a little bit. I'm not using a lot of money, by the way, okay? So these aren't huge trades. The most I've gone into any of these trades was like $50 US, you know, $50 worth of Bitcoin or what have you. All right, and so any of these where you see where it says sell means that something that I bought, I was able to sell at a profit. And I'm targeting a 4% gross profit net, a little more than 3% when you consider some of the exchange fees. About 3.5% per, 3.5 to 3.7% per trade is what I'm netting. All right. So any of these where you see buy, any of these where you see where it says sell here, that was anywhere between a 3.5 to a 3.7% profit for that one trade. Now, I'm not taking a huge portion of my trading portfolio in any one trade, okay? And again, some of you may never want to trade. I just want you to see the possibility. So anytime you see a sell, be thinking, let's just call it 3.5%, all right? Anytime you see a sell, say, oh, that was a 3.5% trade. Here, 3.5% trade. Here, 3.5% trade. You can see here, this is the same current. This is the same. This is Litecoin trading against the U.S. dollar. This is the same one. All right. I've probably been in and out of this one 4 times, maybe 5 times, in a day and a half. Okay. 3.5% trade. All right. Here's let's see here. 3.5% trade. 3.5. I'm sorry. 3.5% trade, 3.5% trade. Actually, that was an exchange, looks like. All right, so in any event, all these other sales, all these sales. No. No, okay. All right, in any event, I'm sorry. Got a little confused because we've had quite a few transactions here. All right, all these sales, 3.5% or so trades. So let's go to, that's on page 2. Give me a moment. And I'll go from the bottom. All right, so here's one I bought on yesterday on the 16th. That one sold out. I'm going to go all the way up to the top. That one sold out today right here. All right, 3.5% trade. So also what you're going to see on this page here, you'll see some buys. I'm still holding a few of these that haven't gotten my price point yet. 3.5% trade, 3.5% trade. See that one again? I've been in this one 4 or 5 times. 3.5% trade, 3.5% trade, 3.5% trade, 3.5%, 3.5%. 3.5%, 3.5%, 3.5%, 3.5%. Okay, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Now this one was actually one trade here, and it's scaled out over. So these aren't 3 different trades. This was like having 100 shares of a stock, and you went to go sell it, and you were able to sell 30 shares, right away, and then another 50 down the road, and so on and so forth. But all this has happened in the last couple of days, okay? And overall, our portfolio is up about 8%. And I actually started trading on Monday night. I actually started trading on Monday night. So I wanted to just show you what's to come for our audience, okay? Whether you are a part of the advertising platform Divvee or not, you want to make sure that you are following us and following us very intimately. So here's the game plan. The game plan is for us to leverage Divvee, generate revenue in Divvee, all right, even if you're not good at recruiting and marketing and all that good stuff yet. All right, and from that revenue, take a percentage of that revenue and reinvest it back into your business in the form of the proper tools, resources, and paid marketing. That allows you to start to build the business side, build the organization, start to get some override income. Then we're going to take a percentage of that override income and not only recap it into our business, but we're going to start to plant other income streams. And one of the niches that we definitely want to take a look at is we definitely want to take a look at the Bitcoin niche. When I say Bitcoin, I mean the entire cryptocurrency niche. Let me show one last thing here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. There was a chart that I was looking for, and I was finally able to get it. So just take a look at this real quickly, okay? And even if you know nothing about digital currencies, you know nothing about Bitcoin, I'm hoping that from this very brief training, you'll say, okay, I'm going to really pay attention. I'm going to follow very intimately and really pay attention to what's going on here. All right, so let's look at from May the 10th, from April the 30th, 2017 to May the 10th. What are we talking? We're not even talking in 2 weeks, okay? From April the 30th to May the 10th, all right? Bitcoin, all right, BTC is Bitcoin, is up 34%. So from April the 30th to May the 10th, not even 2 weeks, Bitcoin was up 34%. All right. However, Bitcoin is not the only of these digital currencies. Here's this coin here known as Ripple. All right. Ripple is up 238%. 238% in less than 2 weeks. 238% in less than 2 weeks. This is Ethereum, is up 28% in less than 2 weeks. Litecoin, this is the one that I've been in and out about 4 or 5 times in the past day and a half. 112%. XEM, I forget what that stands for. 123%. 489%. 188% in ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks time. We have to be a part of this budding niche. Excuse me. Again, in a few weeks time, we're going to introduce you to a gentleman that I'm on with him now every week with a training webinar, because I'm a student right now. All right, as it relates to this niche. This is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Digital currencies are here to stay. And I mean, just think about, now obviously I'm doing some trading, but my mentor, all right, who I'll introduce you to in a few short weeks, not only is he trading in and out, he's also building, as I am also now, building a longer term portfolio of some of these digital currencies. So the goal is to have build a portfolio of these currencies where, you know, if you want to be active in trading, you can. Most of you won't want to do that, and that's okay. All right, that's all right. I'm not trying to sell you on that. I just want you to know that if you have struggled in marketing, if you have struggled in making money, if you've been at the point where you were just about to give up, doggone it, don't you dare think about giving up. You follow us, and you follow us intimately, okay? You follow us, and you follow us intimately. All right, look at this. Look at this. In 2 weeks' time. I mean, if you got a 34% return for the year, that's great. 238%, really? In a couple of weeks' time? 28, 112. Wow. All right. So I just wanted to let you know things that are coming. Divvee, to help us generate revenue, recap back in our business, to grow our business, to produce even more revenue, so that ultimately we can plant additional income streams. And I tell you what, why don't we just plan on the foreseeable future Wednesdays being our digital currency days, all right, where we'll come and we'll do some type of very quick, like we've done here today, messaging about Bitcoin and digital currencies and things of that nature. All right, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. If you have not been following us intimately, I'm sending this out to some lists that maybe you haven't been following us. Make sure that you register for our next webinar. That puts you in our webinar list. Make sure you register for our next webinar. And I tell you what I'll also do here is I will put I'll put a webinar that we did a couple of weeks ago for our audience, detailing some things that we are going to be doing in this space. That webinar, probably about an hour and a half, what have you. Hey, if what I just talked about intrigued you, then schedule the time. Take the time to watch that webinar. With that being said, we love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours.